Namaskar. Welcome to another episode of Editorial. You see, news, information has to be balanced. Very balanced. And the fact remains that our good Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, completed 75 years recently. Acha, the whole world, including presidents and prime ministers of various countries, came up and were singing praises about Modi, which is very good. Now, I just spoke to you about balance. So, like they spoke a lot of good things about Modi. Today, let us be the bad guys and let us try and talk about 5 of the worst decisions that Mr. Narendra Modi took in his 11 years tenure. That's my topic for the day. Let's get right into the show. So, like I said, balance maintain karna chahiye bhai. You should always maintain balance. So, while we heard a lot of good things about Modi, let's talk about 5 decisions that Modi took which were not so good for the country. Now, while I enumerate the decisions, let me make it very clear that I don't say that these decisions were taken to harm the country and all that. I don't say that. All I am saying is these decisions didn't go down too well. The result of some of these decisions were disastrous. This is all I want to say. Decision 1 he took was that of demonetization.
मध्यरात्रि यानी 8 नवंबर 2016 की रात्रि को 12 बजे से वर्तमान में जारी 500 रुपए और 1000 रुपए के करेंसी नोट लीगल टेंडर नहीं रहेंगे। ये मुद्राएं कानूनन अमान्य होगी।
Now, I'm going to read a few statements on this. According to a study conducted by India's largest organization of manufacturers, micro small industry segment in India has suffered a 35% loss in jobs and 50% dip in revenue after the first 34 days of demonetization. All India Manufacturers Association, that is AIMO, also projected a fall in employment of 60% and loss in revenue of 55% till March 2017. Over 3 lakh micro, small, medium and large scale industries occupied in manufacturing and export activities are represented by AIMO. So it's a large organization and this is what they say, 35% loss in jobs and 50% dip in revenue. This is till March 2017. So there was a huge dip. What happened to those people? What happened to those jobless people? Did they get jobs? Because we still have our biggest problem is unemployment. Did those companies which saw a huge dip, could they recover? Small companies, medium-sized companies, micro companies, could they recover? And all for what? Because of demonetization. So the fact remains that this is what demonetization actually did to our economy. As per the study, the industrial sector has been badly affected with small and medium-sized enterprises, sector worst hit. A source from AIMO told the Indian Express, which is what I'm quoting, while AIMO understands certain immediate repercussions of such bold steps by the government, it did not anticipate or was prepared for such jolt to the industry even after 1 month. You see, according to the latest study, the major findings were that there have been 35% job drops, which is what I told you, 45% revenue loss, which is what I told you, and there is a further chances of around 40% dip in revenue by March 2017. So these were the immediate repercussions. See, the whole thing was that the industry can accept that, with such bold steps and all, there'll be some kind of jolt in the industry and all that. But this kind of jolt? The question is, it has not happened in 2017. So, abhi tak, have we recovered? Because our unemployment ratio is still the same. In fact, it is actually worsened during the years. Have those companies that suffered losses, have they recovered? And if not, then if I say that all of this is thanks to demonetization, how am I wrong? And with all this, and I understand with all this, if we would say that everything is fine, okay, we took that step and we were by mistake hota hai, but then again one had to introduce demonetization and all that. What happened to the 2000 rupees note, which some channels claimed that had chip and all inside the 2000 rupees note? What happened to them? It was defaced. So what are we? Back to where we were. Back to where we were with 500 rupees note and 100 rupees note. What is the difference? So somewhere down the line, while a lot of what people would want to believe that demonetization made a lot of difference, a lot of people write to me and all that at times and tell me that demonetization didn't do good to the country. Demonetization harmed the economy. Point number one. Point two, GST. GST and the way it was executed was a disaster. Like we've constantly maintained, what the Prime Minister introduced in 2025 September are not reforms. What the Prime Minister introduced, according to us, are corrections. Reforms are improving what is already there. Corrections are actually repairing the wrong. Right or wrong. Have they actually improved GST to the way it should be? We will wait and watch. But what they have done currently is right the wrong. But right the wrong after 11 years. So the second biggest mistake that Mr. Narendra Modi has made was the execution of GST in 2017. Let us come to the third. 2023, we had the Manipur riots. From 2023, our Prime Minister only got time to visit Manipur in 2025 September. From 2023, when our state was burning, people were being killed. There were women who were paraded naked in that state. There were complaints after complaints of police not taking FIRs, women being raped, women being paraded naked, people being killed, children being killed. All of this happened. But we never saw our Prime Minister there. Our Prime Minister didn't visit that state for 2 years. And now, he happened to go there and visit them. This is the first time I've actually seen a Prime Minister, an Indian Prime Minister, ignoring a state, our own state, like the way good Mr. Narendra Modi did. I was actually shocked. And I was wondering, why would a Prime Minister not go visit a state which is bleeding? What is stopping him? What is the justification he has that he's not going? He seems to be going everywhere, including Cyprus, for crying out loud. But he didn't bother to go to Manipur. I think that was the third biggest mistake that Mr. Narendra Modi made during his tenure, among the many other mistakes he has made and some of the good things also that he has done. The fourth thing that I really want to talk to you about, and I'm sure a lot of you may or may not agree to me, is I have never seen Indian diplomacy go so wrong regarding another country like I saw in the recent times. I'm talking about India and United States relationship. The Indo-US relationship was absolutely mishandled, misread. There was, a few years back, you had our Prime Minister going to their country and soliciting or endorsing or campaigning for their Prime Minister, ab ki baar Trump Sarkar and all that, holding hands, running around in the hall. And then we all of a sudden saw the President actually trying to kind of not leave one opportunity to put Mr. Narendra Modi down in front of the world. Trump didn't leave one opportunity. And then again, we saw him, putting reciprocal tariff on us, saw him putting penalties on us, and now the H-1B visa issue. He was gunning for Indians. And none of our diplomats, none of our foreign experts, our Prime Minister who hugged Trump at a drop of a hat, had no idea all of this is coming. had no idea. We didn't preempt it. We didn't read it. None of our experts told us that this could happen. None of our experts said that this is what is in store. Well, while a lot of people, and if you see your channel too, has told you before Donald Trump came in as president of America that this second term of Donald Trump may not be as flowery as the first term for Mr. Narendra Modi. Because people there, locals there, experts there were getting that feel. But somehow our diplomats, our experts here, our external affairs ministry had no clue. While we were celebrating and we were holding yagnas for Mr. Trump, this is what he did. I think it was one of the biggest external affairs relationship disaster. It was one of the biggest disasters. Absolutely misread, wrongly strategized, and the results were disastrous. So that's, I think, will go down as the fourth biggest mistake Mr. Narendra Modi committed. The fifth biggest mistake. Con Rahul. Con Rahul. You see, in marketing, I've seen a lot of this. At times, what happens is a brand becomes big, very big. And then it reaches a zone where it almost can't see anybody around it. And the brand starts getting ideas about itself. You know, I had a brand, I have worked for a brand where that brand started calling its own previous model as its competitor. You know, the brand said that there is no competition, so I will consider my previous model my competition. So my next model is competing with the previous model, and the next to next model will compete with this model, and so on and so forth. That was the arrogance. Of course, that brand is almost decimated in India today. That is what the current feeling is. Mr. Modi says,
राहुल ने सर जो ये अमीरी गरीबी की बात की,
कौन राहुल?
Modi says, con Rahul. The same Rahul, Mr. Modi, who almost made you cry in a press conference outside the parliament because he didn't allow you to speak.
और आपने देखा होगा कि पार्लियामेंट के नए संसद गठन होने के बाद जो पहला सत्र था, 140 करोड़ देशवासियों ने बहुमत के साथ जिस सरकार को सेवा करने का हुक्म किया है देशवासियों ने, उसकी आवाज को कुचलने का और लोकतांत्रिक प्रयास हुआ। 2.5 घंटे तक देश के प्रधानमंत्री का गला घोंटने का, उनकी आवाज को रोकने का, उनकी आवाज को दबाने का लोकतांत्रिक परंपराओं में कोई स्थान नहीं हो सकता है, और इसका कोई पश्चाताप तक नहीं है, दिल में दर्द तक नहीं है। मैं आज आग्रहपूर्वक कहना चाहता हूं, देशवासियों ने हमें यहां देश के लिए भेजा है, दल के लिए नहीं भेजा है। ये सदन दल के लिए नहीं, ये सदन देश के लिए है।
The same Rahul who almost dominated the first session of the parliament after the general elections. Same Rahul. And this same Rahul, Mr. Modi, who today is seen as an alternative. Same Rahul is seen as an alternative, because nowadays you don't hear this Tina factor in India anymore. There is no alternative factor, is more or less gone. People have started accepting Rahul as your alternative. And I think our good Prime Minister should realize it, accept it. Like he accepted that he cannot mess with RSS. Like he accepted that you know, friendships are not just about hugging and holding hands and throwing parties and holding events. It's about having a proper bilateral relationship with the other, talking trade, getting countries closer, not individual closer, as he realized with Trump, as he realized that GST has to be corrected because the GST he launched was absolutely doing more damage than good for the people. Like he should realize that, you see, there is no alternative. That thought is over. Rahul Gandhi is seen as a clear alternative. He should look at him as one. The reason why I say it is because unless and until you identify the problem, accept it as a problem, you will never be able to find a solution for that problem. And if Mr. Narendra Modi doesn't find a solution to compete with Rahul Gandhi, 2029 will be very different. Because the Rahul Gandhi of 2029 will be very different to the Rahul Gandhi of 2025, like the Rahul Gandhi of 2025 was very different to the Rahul Gandhi of 2019, and the Rahul Gandhi of 2019 was very different to the Rahul Gandhi of 2014. Rahul Gandhi has changed from what he was in 2014 to what he is in 2025. Believe me, when it comes to 2029, he will be a very, very different brand altogether. Mr. Narendra Modi should be mindful of the fact. All these years, people advised Rahul as to how he should be fighting this juggernaut called Modi. Now, I think it's time Modi realizes and is mindful of the fact that he may have to fight another juggernaut called Rahul Gandhi in 2029. So the fifth one, I am not saying it is a mistake, but as of now, if Modi still thinks con Rahul, I think that will turn out to be the biggest mistake of Mr. Narendra Modi, especially when it comes to the 2029 general elections. So these are the 5 factors I wanted to bring in front of you. Till I see you next time, that's tomorrow at 10. Namaskar.